Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we don't just skim the surface. We dive deep into the sources, connect the dots, and really try to give you the insights you need to travel smarter.
That's right. And today, we've got a huge stack of material. We're talking history, geology, cutting-edge eco-resorts, the works.
All focused on one incredible place, Indonesia. But we're definitely looking beyond just, the usual Bali hotspots.
Yeah, we really want to capture the sheer scale of this place. Someone called it the emerald necklace on the neck of the Pacific Ocean, which I think is just a beautiful way to picture it.
That's lovely. Okay, let's unpack this then. Our goal here is to pull out the practical stuff, the surprising bits, maybe the things the glossy brochures don't tell you.
Exactly. The logistics you need to know, but also the context, so you feel really prepared if you're thinking about a trip.
We'll cover the basics, geography, climate, that sort of thing, but also the details, like what's the best time for Borobudur? Or why might that custom table take, well, forever to show up?
It's a country of just staggering complexity. So we'll try to weave it all together, the deep history, the super high-end luxury that's available now.
World-class stuff.
Absolutely. And then those really raw, sometimes challenging, but amazing adventures you can have across the archipelago.
All right. Let's dive into the heart of Southeast Asia. So the first thing you really have to get your head around with Indonesia is just the size, the scale of it.
It's enormous. We're talking about the world's largest island country. Officially, something like over 17,000 islands.
17,000. It's almost impossible to actually picture that number.
It really is. But it immediately tells you why everything, the culture, the languages, the landscape changes so much from one place to another.
Yeah. And even just looking at the main islands,
Yeah.
they're so different.
Totally. You've got Java, which is kind of the center of gravity, right? Most people, the capital, Jakarta, lots of history and culture there.
A main hub.
Definitely. But the sources really push us to look wider. Think about Sumatra with massive Lake Toba, or Sulawesi, which is that distinctively shaped island.
In Flores, Sumba. Beautiful but rugged places.
And Kalimantan, that's the Indonesian part of Borneo. Plus even smaller but really significant spots.
Like Way Island. You mentioned that one.
Yeah, Way Island. It's right at the entrance to the Malacca Strait, a really strategic spot, but still quite untouched, apparently.
Okay, so you've got this vast, sprawling collection of islands. What defines the land itself? Location, location, location.
Pretty much. Indonesia sits smack bang on the Pacific Ring of Fire. And that's not just a cool fact. It shapes everything.
The volcanoes.
Exactly. Around 130 active volcanoes. It's this constant geological activity that creates those incredibly dramatic landscapes. Mount Bromo, Aijin Crater, Merapi.
The famous ones.
But it also means the soil's incredibly fertile. That's partly why it can support such a dense population and all that lush greenery. It's a double-edged sword, in a way.
Right. So given it's this huge tropical place, timing your visit seems crucial. You don't want to get caught in endless rain.
Definitely not. The advice is pretty consistent across the sources. Aim for the dry season.
Which is?
Generally, you're looking at April or May through to about October. That's your best window for sunny days, clear skies.
Okay.
Although, if you're specifically heading to East Java, maybe the Lurin National Park, the sources do warn the rainy season really peaks there in December and January. So, something to keep in mind for specific regions.
And what about for big sites like Borobudur? I imagine you want good weather for that.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you want that magical morning light for photos. That April to October window is definitely recommended for Borobudur, too.
Makes sense. Okay, let's get practical. Languages. I mean, 17,000 islands.
Yeah, the linguistic diversity is mind-blowing. Over 700 languages spoken across the archipelago.
Wow.
But Bahasa Indonesia is the official language. And the good news for travelers is that English is actually quite widely understood, especially in the main tourist areas, Bali, Lombok, Labuan Bajo for Komodo, places like that.
That helps.
It does. But, learning even just a few basic polite phrases in Bahasa Indonesia, that always goes down well, shows respect.
Good tip. And currency.
It's the Indonesian rupiah, the IDR. Sometimes the numbers look huge because of the exchange rate, so it helps to have a benchmark.
Like what?
Well, one source mentioned the international tourist ticket for Borobudur. It's about 350,000 rupiah.
Okay.
Which currently works out to around 25 US dollars. So you can kind of use that as a mental anchor when you're looking at prices for things.
Useful. All right, last practical point. Getting in. Visas. Health stuff. Especially now.
Yeah, the official advice, particularly post-pandemic, really stresses two things. First, always Always check the latest regulations for visas and entry requirements for your nationality. Things can change fast.
Right. Don't rely on old information.
Exactly. And second, they're really promoting adherence to what they call CHSE protocols.
CHSE.
Cleanliness, health, safety, and environmental sustainability. You'll see this mentioned for hotels, tour operators. It's a push towards more responsible and safe tourism standards across the board.
Okay, good to know they're focusing on that.
So inevitably, we have to talk about Bali.
The island of the gods. Yeah, you can't really discuss Indonesia travel without it, can you? It's often called a living postcard.
And the awards just keep rolling in. It really seems to hit the mark for a lot of international travelers.
What kind of recognition are we talking about?
Well, just looking at 2022, the sources mention it was a finalist for Best Island and Best Honeymoon in Luxury Lifestyle magazine. Travel Plus Leisure called it the best island in the world and best in Asia.
Wow, it's huge.
Yeah, Time magazine put it on their world's greatest places list. TripAdvisor had it as the fourth most popular destination globally. It consistently ranks high.
What's the magic formula then? What do they credit?
It seems to be the combination. You know, great beaches, amazing marine life for diving and snorkeling, beautiful inland scenery, that unique Balinese Hindu culture, and increasingly world-class wellness and spa offerings.
And all that popularity means it's a magnet for luxury hotels and resorts.
Oh, absolutely. But what's interesting isn't just that they're luxurious, it's how they're doing luxury. It's not just generic five-star.
How?
There's a real focus on integrating local design, local materials, and the surrounding environment. It's more bespoke, maybe, rooted in the place.
Can you do some examples?
Sure. The sources mention several award winners. Viceroy Bali in Ubud, known for using traditional Balinese carving and art. The Mulia down on Nusa Dua Beach, huge scale, those famous infinity pools.
Yeah.
And places really focused on wellness, like Mandapa, which is a Ritz-Carlton reserve, very serene, often set by the river.
You also hear about Capella Ubud, Four Seasons at Sian. Those are icons.
They are. But there's also this newer trend towards really innovative eco-design, like Los Lindenberg.
I haven't heard of that one.
It won Best Hotel New Build in Asia in 2023. Apparently, you choose between suites with these sweeping ocean panoramas or ones completely immersed in the jungle canopy. Very distinct.
Oh, concept.
And then there's Olaman Eco Luxury Resort. This one's really interesting. It's built mostly from bamboo.
Bamboo. Seriously.
Yeah, locally sourced bamboo. It allows the buildings to blend really naturally into the rice paddies and forest around it. Very focused on sustainability.
That's fascinating. And Bali is also a jumping off point for other luxury spots nearby, right?
Definitely. Sumba is the key one mentioned. It's a short flight from Bali, but feels worlds away.
And home to some famous resorts.
Two big ones. Nihi Sumba, that place regularly makes best hotels in the world lists. It was number 18 in the world's 50 best hotels in 2023. Very exclusive, only 27 villas.
Wow.
And Cap Caroso, which is known for blending contemporary Indonesian art with the local Sumbanese culture and architecture. So Bali acts as the gateway to these even more remote luxury experiences.
Okay, moving away from just the resorts, what about key experiences on Bali? Ubud always comes up.
It's still considered the cultural heart. You've got the sacred monkey forest, love it or hate it. It's an experience.
Yeah, watch your sunglasses.
Exactly. And the Ubud Palace, right in the center of town, where you can often see traditional dance performances in the evenings.
And the temples. Bali's famous for its temples.
Two real coastal icons stand out. Uluwatu Temple, perched dramatically on those southern cliffs. Incredible sunset views, and it's where you see the Kikak fire dance.
Ah, yes, the chanting, the fire. Very powerful.
It really is. And then there's Tanalot Temple. That's the one on the rock formation just offshore, waves crashing around it. Super photogenic, especially at high tide or sunset.
Classic Bali shot.
Absolutely. But the sources also highlighted some interesting examples of sustainable tourism away from the main hubs.
Like what?
Penglapuran Village. It's known for its really well-preserved traditional bamboo architecture and layout. Apparently, it was named one of the world's cleanest villages back in 2018.
Impressive.
And up near West Bali National Park, there's Pemudaran Village. They've done amazing work with coral reef restoration. It's become a key spot for diving and snorkeling, but with a real focus on conservation and rehabilitation.
That's great to hear. Okay, logistics for Bali. Getting there is easier.
Yeah. Denpasar Airport, DPS, is the main international gateway for Indonesia, really. Lots of direct flights.
And getting around the island.
Options range from hiring a car with a driver, which is very common, to renting scooters or using ride-sharing apps. Depends on your comfort level and where you're going.
Any specific spots mentioned for logistics?
Just a small detail about Lavina Beach on the north coast. It's known for those early morning dolphin watching boat trips.
Right.
And one source noted, kind of charmingly, that if you happen to be camping near the beach there, the parking fee is tiny, just 5,000 rupiah.
Good to know. But Bali isn't all just effortless paradise, is it? Especially if you're involved in anything beyond just being a tourist.
No, and this was one of the most fascinating insights, actually. One source gave a very real-world account from someone who developed property there. It was a reality check.
What kind of issues did they face?
Well, they talked about extreme delays,
Yeah.
like furniture ordered from Java taking 6 months, maybe even longer, to finally arrive.
6 months. Wow.
Yeah, and a constant battle over quality control. This developer mentioned having to get high-end hardwood floors sanded down 3 separate times because the finish just wasn't right cloudy or the wrong sheen.
That sounds incredibly frustrating.
Totally. And it seemed to stem from maybe cultural differences in how projects are managed or maybe just different standards of finished.
Yeah.
Instructions apparently got ignored frequently,
Right.
like ordering a specific fabric for a luxury daybed, and what shows up looks like, quote, the inner lining of athletic wear.
Oh, dear.
So this person felt they constantly had to be the bad cop, really pushing and overseeing every single detail to get the quality they expected.
That's a crucial insight for anyone thinking of building or renovating there. It takes serious persistence.
Absolutely. And it highlights why certain investments are non-negotiable even if tourists don't see them.
Such as?
This developer installed a full-on underground water filtration and purification system for the entire property. Pricey, but essential to reliably avoid Bali belly from tap water. You just have to do it.
Makes sense. You don't want guests getting sick.
And interestingly, for the really high-quality furniture and specialized fittings, they learned they often had to bypass Balinese suppliers altogether.
Really? Where do they go?
To Jepara, over in central Java. It's known for its skilled furniture makers. It shows that even for Bali's luxury market, the real manufacturing expertise and, maybe, reliability often lies back on Java.
That's a really interesting economic point. The supply chain behind the paradise.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and look deeper into the culture and history across the archipelago. We have to start with the religious landscape.
Right. Indonesia is the world's most populous Muslim-majority country. That's a key fact.
It is. About 87% of the population identifies as Muslim. But what's also really strong is this theme of religious tolerance. It's not just rhetoric.
How does that manifest?
Well, the capital, Jakarta, offers a really powerful visual symbol. You have the Istiqlal Mosque, huge, the largest in Southeast Asia.
It's an impressive building.
And right across the road stands the Jakarta Cathedral, this beautiful old neo-Gothic Catholic church.
And they're just neighbors.
More than that, the sources confirm they actually built a tunnel connecting the two buildings.
No way.
Yeah, explicitly as a symbol of tolerance and coexistence between the Muslim majority and Christian minority. It's called the Tunnel of Friendship.
That's amazing. A physical link.
It really is. And this idea of tolerance is crucial because Indonesia's history goes way back before Islam arrived.
To the Hindu and Buddhist kingdoms, mainly on Java.
Exactly. Java was the heartland of these incredibly sophisticated kingdoms, and their legacy is literally monumental. We're talking Borobudur and Prambanan.
Two absolute giants of world heritage. Let's start with Borobudur.
Okay, Borobudur. Built back in the 9th century, it's the world's largest Buddhist monument, a UNESCO site. It's designed as a massive mandala-like structure you ascend.
And the construction itself is baffling, right?
It really is. This enormous stone pyramid was built entirely without using any cement or mortar.
How does it even stay up?
Incredible precision engineering. The volcanic andesite stones were carved and shaped so perfectly that they lock together, held in place by gravity and friction. It's like a giant, intricate 3D puzzle.
Wow.
It has over 2,600 relief panels telling Buddhist stories. The sheer skill involved back in the 9th century. It just speaks volumes about the Javanese civilization at the time. It stood for centuries before being rediscovered.
Incredible. And nearby you have Prambanan.
Yes, also 9th century, also UNESCO. Prambanan is the largest Hindu temple complex in Indonesia. It's dedicated to the Trimurti, the Hindu trinity.
Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva.
That's them. There are tall, ornate shrines dedicated to Brahma the creator and Vishnu the preserver, but the largest central tower is dedicated to Shiva the destroyer. It's visually stunning, very different from Borobudur's massiveness.
So Java is key for ancient history. What about living culture today? Yogyakarta often comes up.
Yogyakarta, or Jogja as everyone calls it, is really special. It's the only Indonesian royal city that's still technically ruled by a monarchy.
A sultan.
Yes, the Sultan of Yogyakarta. He's not just a figurehead, he also serves as the governor of the special region of Yogyakarta. So it's this unique blend of tradition and modern governance.
And you can experience that royal history.
Absolutely. You can visit the Kraton, which is the actual royal palace complex where the Sultan still resides, and nearby is the Taman Sari water castle.
Water castle. Sounds intriguing.
It was a royal garden and pleasure palace complex built in the mid-18th century. It had bathing pools, meditation areas, but also, intriguingly, a network of underground tunnels.
Tunnels.
For what? Partly for escape, maybe for secret meetings. They played a role during struggles against the Dutch and later during the fight for independence. Adds a layer of mystery to the beautiful architecture.
Fascinating. And Jogja is famous for food, too, right?
Oh, yeah. You absolutely have to try gudeg.
Gudeg, what is it?
It's made from young, unripe jackfruit that's braised for hours and hours in coconut milk and palm sugar with various spices. It gets this deep reddish-brown color and has a unique sweet and savory taste.
Sounds complex.
It is. It's usually served with rice and often with krecek, which is a spicy stew made from beef skin cooked until it's soft and tender. It's the signature dish of Jogja.
Okay, adding gudeg to the list. What about getting around Jogja? Any unique local transport?
Definitely try an andong.
It is.
A traditional horse-drawn carriage. You see them clip-clopping along, especially in the Malioboro area, which is the main shopping street. It's a really charming way to see the city center.
Sounds lovely.
Yep.
Any tips for taking one?
Yes. Crucial tip from the sources. You must negotiate the price beforehand.
Ah, the tourist price versus the local price.
Exactly. You'll likely be quoted something much higher initially. Aim for somewhere around 50,000 to 80,000 rupiah for a short ride, but be prepared to haggle politely but firmly.
Good to know. Okay, moving beyond Java and Bali, what about unique rituals on other islands?
Oh, there are so many. Around Lake Toba in Sumatra, you have the Batak people. They perform the tortor dance.
What's that like?
It's quite energetic, lots of specific hand and body movements. It's performed at celebrations, but historically it was also a ritual to communicate with ancestors or invoke spirits.
Wow.
And the Batak also have the Segalagal puppet tradition. This is really quite mystical.
The puppet.
A life-size wooden puppet, intricately carved and dressed. It's traditionally used in funeral ceremonies, especially if a family line was ending.
How is it used?
It's animated using strings, made to dance, almost like the deceased is present one last time. Some local beliefs even say the puppet can weep and dance on its own, channeling the spirit. It's deeply symbolic.
That sounds incredibly powerful and quite eerie.
It really blends art, ritual, and deep spiritual belief, very unique to that region.
What about other islands, like Flores?
Flores has vibrant traditions too. The Manggarai people perform the Kasi dance. It's a ritual whip fight between two men representing warriors. They use shields and whips. It looks quite fierce, but it's highly ritualized, often performed to welcome guests or celebrate harvests.
A whip fight, okay.
And in the city of Larantuka in East Flores, they have the Semana Santa procession. It's a huge, very devout Catholic procession held on Good Friday, tracing back to Portuguese influence, a major event for the community.
So much diversity in rituals. What about tangible culture, like souvenirs?
Well, if you're near Lake Toba, the sources highly recommend looking for ulos.
Ulos.
It's a traditional hand-woven textile, often with intricate patterns. It's more than just cloth. It's a really important cultural symbol for the Batak people, used in ceremonies, given as gifts, passed down as heirlooms. A very meaningful souvenir.
Nice. And you mentioned coffee earlier.
Yes. For the coffee lovers out there, Sumatra Men Healing Arabica beans are world-renowned. Definitely worth seeking out if you're a coffee connoisseur.
Okay, noted. Last point on culture. General etiquette. Especially at religious sites like Borobudur.
It's mostly common sense and respect. Dress modestly, cover shoulders and knees, especially at temples or mosques. Avoid loud behavior or disrupting ceremonies.
And the sarong.
Yes, specifically at places like Borobudur or Prambanan, if you arrive wearing shorts or a short skirt, they'll usually provide or rent you a sarong to tie around your waist before you enter the main temple grounds. It's standard practice and shows respect. Just be prepared for that.
All right, let's switch gears completely now. From ancient temples and rituals to uh, wild nature and serious adventure. Where do we start? Maybe Komodo.
Sounds good. Komodo National Park and the gateway town, Labuan Bajo, on Flores Island. That's the hub for exploring this area in East Nusa Tenggara.
Lumumba used to be pretty sleepy, right?
Yeah, just a small fishing village not long ago. Now it's booming. It's the essential launching point for Komodo, which has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since '91. They even call Labuan Bajo the City of Sunset now.
Because of the views,
Apparently, the sunsets over the harbor and the islands are spectacular.
but the main event is the dragon.
Absolutely. The Komodo dragon, or Ora, as the locals call them, the world's largest lizard, and they only live here, on Komodo, Rinca, and a couple of smaller islands.
And they're dangerous.
Oh, yes. Big, powerful predators with a nasty bite. The sources are unanimous on this. You must go with an official park ranger or guide when you're in their territory. No wandering off alone. It's just not safe.
Right, safety first. What else does the park offer besides the dragons?
It's incredible for island hopping. One standout is Padar Island.
Why Padar?
It's famous for this viewpoint you hike up to. From the summit, you get this iconic panorama of 3 different bays, each with a different colored beach: white, black, and pinkish sand.
Wow, 3 colors.
Yeah, it's supposedly one of the most photogenic spots in Indonesia. And speaking of pink,
There's an actual pink beach.
there is. The sand really does have a pink hue. It comes from tiny fragments of red coral mixing in with the white sand over time. Crystal clear water, too, great for snorkeling and swimming.
Sounds amazing. Any other marine life encounters?
Manta rays. The waters around Komodo are one of the best places in the world to snorkel or dive with giant manta rays. A truly incredible experience, apparently.
Okay, Komodo sounds like a must-do for nature lovers. What about Flores itself, the island the Labuan Bajo is on?
Flores is fascinating. Its name means flowers in Portuguese, given by early navigators. But the local name was Nusa Nipa, meaning Snake Island. So, kind of contrasting images there.
What are the highlights on Flores?
It's got some unique geology. There's the Mirror Cave, Goa Batu Sermon. Apparently, a Dutch archaeologist thought it might have been underwater ages ago because of coral fossils found inside.
Interesting.
And Renko Cave, that's one where you can swim inside a cave, and this beautiful, clear, turquoise lake lit by sunlight filtering down.
That sounds magical.
There are also impressive waterfalls like Kunkarami and Kunkulong Canyon, and then the really famous geological site, Lake Kelimutu.
Ah, yes, the 3 colored lakes.
Exactly. 3 volcanic crater lakes right next to each other, but the water in each can be a completely different color: turquoise, brown, black, sometimes even red. And the colors change over time unpredictably. Very mysterious.
One more beach.
Penganjawa Beach. Known for its unusual mix of black volcanic sand littered with striking blue and turquoise stones, visually very unique.
Flores sounds like it deserves its own trip. Okay, let's head back to Java now, to the volcanoes, Mount Bromo.
Mount Bromo, a classic Indonesian volcano experience. It's an active volcano in the Bromo Tengger Semeru National Park in East Java.
And the main thing people do there is sunrise.
That's the iconic experience, yes. You usually get up super early, head to a viewpoint like King Kong Hill, which is about 700 meters up.
King Kong Hill. Seriously.
That's what it's called. And from there, you watch the sunrise over this incredible landscape. You're looking down across this vast, flat plain of volcanic sand called the Sea of Sand, with the Bromo crater smoking away in the middle. It looks almost otherworldly.
Sounds breathtaking. And there's a local culture connected to it.
Yes, the Tengger people. They're the local Hindu community the park is partly named after. Their culture is very much tied to the volcano. You'll even see small Hindu temples near the crater rim used for ceremonies like Yajna Kasada.
Fascinating link between the people and the volcano. Now, what about the really active ones? Mount Merapi.
Merapi, yeah. That one's serious. It's considered Indonesia's most active volcano, just north of Yogyakarta.
And it's had dangerous eruptions recently.
Very much so. The sources mention the big eruption in 2010. It was devastating, sadly. Over 350 people lost their lives.
What was the main danger?
Primarily the pyroclastic flows. These are incredibly fast-moving clouds of superheated gas, ash, and rock fragments that race down the slopes. Almost impossible to outrun.
Terrifying.
And after the initial blasts, there was also major damage from lahars.
Lahars, what are those?
Basically, volcanic mud flows. When heavy rain falls on all the loose ash and debris deposited by an eruption, it creates these thick, destructive flows that can travel for miles, burying villages and destroying bridges and roads. The 2010 eruption caused a lot of lahar damage long after the main event.
So the danger lingers. Have things improved since then?
Yes, thankfully. That disaster led to major upgrades in monitoring, early warning systems, and evacuation planning for Merapi and other volcanoes. They're much better prepared now, though the risk always remains.
Okay, another famous Javanese volcano, but for a different reason. Ijen.
Ijen volcano, also in East Java. This one is famous for its blue fire.
Blue fire, like actual blue flame.
Exactly. It's not lava, it's sulfuric gases emerging from vents near the crater lake. These gases ignite when they hit the air, burning with an eerie, intense blue flame.
Wow, and it's hot.
Extremely. Temperatures can reach up to 600 degrees Celsius, and the phenomenon is only really visible in the dark before dawn, so it involves a nighttime hike.
Sounds incredible. But there's a human side to Ijen too, isn't there? The sulfur miners.
Yes, and this is a really important, sobering aspect of visiting Ijen. You see these men carrying incredibly heavy baskets of yellow sulfur rocks, sometimes up to 80 or 90 kilograms.
90 kilos.
Yeah, huge loads. They carry them up the steep, treacherous crater rim and then down the mountain, all while breathing in toxic sulfur fumes.
For how much pay?
The sources mention daily earnings around the equivalent of maybe 13 US dollars. It's incredibly hard, dangerous work for very little money.
That really puts the spectacular blue fire into perspective.
It absolutely does. It's a stark contrast. Thankfully, there seems to be a growing awareness, and some tour operators are trying to involve the miners in tourism in safer ways, maybe as guides or porters, offering them better income. It's a complex issue, but important for responsible travelers to be aware of.
Definitely. Okay, away from volcanoes for a second. Any hidden gem waterfalls?
One mention was Tumpak Sewu Waterfall. The name apparently means 1,000 waterfalls, or a lot of the spring waterfall.
Sounds impressive. Where is it?
It's near Mount Semeru, also in East Java. Getting to the base is apparently quite an adventure, involves some steep hiking, maybe even a bit of climbing down through streams and slippery paths. But the reward is this immense curtain of water dropping into a jungle-clad ravine. A real hidden gem.
Sounds worth the effort. Now let's go underwater. Indonesia's marine life is legendary.
It really sets the global standard. Forget just Bali. The real biodiversity hotspots are elsewhere. Raja Ampat in West Papua is top of the list.
Why Raja Ampat?
It's often called the epicenter of marine biodiversity. Sources say it's home to something like 75% of all known coral species in the world. The variety and density of fish life is just staggering. A diverse paradise.
Okay, Raja Ampat. Where else?
Wakatobi National Park down in southeast Sulawesi, another world-class diving destination, famous for its healthy reefs and clear waters.
And any connection to local culture there?
Yes, Wakatobi is also known for the Boho people, sometimes called sea nomads. They traditionally live stateless lives, often in houses built on stilts over the water, and are incredibly skilled freedivers.
Fascinating. One more dive spot.
How about Wee Island, back where we started geographically, near the entrance to the Malacca Strait?
Right. The untouched one. Good for diving.
Apparently, yes. Still relatively undeveloped. There's a spot called the Sea Garden near Rubia Island, known for its marine life. People regularly see big stuff there. Manta rays again, sometimes whale sharks, dolphins.
Sounds incredible. So all this amazing nature, volcanoes, waterfalls, underwater worlds.
Yeah.
It really highlights the importance of traveling responsibly, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And the sources did point to a great example of community-based ecotourism that ties this together. It's called Nglengeren Tourist Village.
Where's that?
Near Yogyakarta. It's centered around an ancient, extinct volcano site, but the focus is on the community. It was even recognized by the UN World Tourism Organization as a best tourism village.
What makes it special?
It seems to be genuinely community-run. They emphasize friendliness, offer chances to experience local culture like traditional Karawitan music or making batik topeng masks.
Cool.
And they focus on local products like making chocolate from cocoa beans grown right there. It's tourism that directly benefits the local people and preserves their culture and environment. A really positive model.
Okay, wow. We have covered so much ground.
Yeah.
From the absolute peak of luxury in Bali and Sumba,
Right, those incredible resorts.
to the incredibly deep history at Borobudur and Prambanan, the living culture in Jogja,
The Sultan, the Gudeg, the Endong rides.
and then all the way to raw, powerful nature, Komodo dragons, active volcanoes like Bromo and Merapi, the underwater world of Raja Ampat.
It really feels like Indonesia offers these distinct dimensions you can choose to focus on or maybe try to blend. Culture, luxury, or pure adventure.
So to wrap things up, let's quickly review some practical points for planning a trip that might involve moving between these dimensions. Transport is key in an archipelago.
Definitely. Beyond flights between islands, what about getting around locally?
Well, in cities, you have the OJEC, the motorcycle taxis.
Ah, yes, the fastest way through traffic if you're brave enough.
Huh, exactly. Yeah. Fast, cheap, maybe a little nerve-wracking first time.
Then you've got regular buses, rental cars. But what about those unique Flores minivans?
The Bimono, right. The sources mention them specifically for Flores. They're like shared taxis, often brightly colored, maybe blasting music. A very local experience. Can get crowded, but it's authentic.
And for the really long distances between islands, if you don't want to fly constantly?
Sea travel is a real option. The Pelani liners.
Pelani. Yeah, they're the state-owned passenger shipping company. They run these large ferries connecting major ports all across the archipelago, places like Makassar, Surabaya, Ternate in the Spice Islands, even Labuan Bajo.
So you could actually take a ship to get to Komodo.
You could. It would be a much slower journey than flying, obviously, but a totally different experience seeing the country unfold from the sea. Ships like the Tilang Kabila or the Loser were mentioned.
Interesting alternative. Okay, final practical reminder, food and souvenirs.
Absolutely. We mentioned gudeg in Jogja, Mandhilang coffee from Sumatra.
Yeah.
What else should people look out for?
Well, you can't go wrong with the classics like nasi goreng, fried rice, or satay skewers, but definitely seek out rendang.
Ugh, the slow-cooked spicy beef dish. From Sumatra originally, that's the one. It's incredible when done well. Rich, complex, melt in your mouth, often voted one of the world's best dishes.
High praise. Anything else regional?
One source mentioned a dish from Likupang in North Sulawesi called tinutuan.
Tinutuan.
It's a type of savory porridge, apparently very nutritious, made with rice or corn, pumpkin, various leafy green vegetables. Sounds healthy and unique to that region. Trying these local specialties is really key to understanding the place.
Totally agree. Okay, as we finish up, let's think about the big picture for Indonesia. It's a country of incredible beauty and history, but also facing significant challenges, right?
Yes, and one major challenge highlighted in the sources is Jakarta itself, the capital city.
What's the issue?
It's sinking quite rapidly in some northern parts, up to 20 centimeters or about 8 inches per year.
Sinking? Why?
Mostly due to excessive groundwater extraction over decades. The land is literally subsiding. Combined with rising sea levels, it's a huge problem.
Wow, so what are they doing about it?
Well, two massive things. First, there's the ongoing, hugely ambitious project to build a giant seawall across Jakarta Bay to protect the existing city from flooding.
A giant seawall. That sounds immense.
It is, but the even bigger step is the second initiative. They're actually relocating the entire capital city.
Relocating the capital? Where to?
To a completely new, purpose-built city called Nusantara, located in East Kalimantan on the island of Borneo.
That is monumental. Building a new capital from scratch.
Exactly. It's an enormous undertaking, logistically, financially, environmentally. It really shows that Indonesia isn't just dealing with its past, it's actively tackling huge, future-defining challenges linked to climate change and urbanization. It's probably one of the biggest national projects happening anywhere in the world this century.
That really underscores the dynamism of the country, doesn't it? It's not static.
Not at all. That emerald necklace is constantly shifting, adapting, facing the future head-on. So we've laid out the luxury, the history, the adventure.
The volcanoes, the beaches, the food.
Right. So the final thought we want to leave you, the listener, with is this. Considering everything we've unpacked today, the sheer diversity, the different dimensions of travel here, if you were booking that ticket tomorrow, what would pull you first? Would it be the deep dive into culture and history, the lure of luxury and relaxation, or the call of the wild, the raw adventure?
Something to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Indonesia. We really hope this journey through the sources gives you the knowledge and inspiration for your own potential adventure.
Safe travels and keep exploring.